Comparison is the thief of joy. It is like a saying that you hear all the freaking time, but it it's so apparent anytime you're on social media. Like for I'll use like Snapchat as an example. I try to use Snapchat as little as possible. I might snap my girlfriend back, or sometimes like I have a little group chat that I'm in, and I'll snap that or whatever and see what's going on. But if I ever decide to look at like people's stories and stuff, and I see like what they're doing, I'm like, dang man, I wish I was doing that. It depresses the shit out of me. Sometimes seeing people, like a lot of people, they went to college, and it's like, I am missing out on that whole college experience, all that fun and these big parties and stuff. And now I chose not to do that because I know personally I don't place as much value on those things. I know just me as a person, I don't fit in. I don't fit in with those people. And it's no hate towards them, but you still see that stuff, and you're like, dang man, am I missing out? Am I doing something wrong? Am I not making the best choice with my time? You see people like doing fun things and this and that, and it just makes you like, oh, it makes you hate yourself sometimes. And you also see people, you see your peers and they're in better physical shape than you are, and you're like, dang man, that sucks. And you can say it's all about the ego. I'm sure it is. I mean, but everybody feels that way. You can't hide the fact that you feel that way. And it just kind of sucks because you don't get anything positive out of that. Nothing good comes out of that. So, even if people are doing better than you, then it doesn't help to see that. So I think it's just better to stay off of that. And then it's like the same thing with TikTok. It's like if I'm on TikTok, like I see so many dudes that have like the most amazing physiques ever, and it seems like every dude in the world has an amazing physique, like they're just like a shredded bodybuilder. But and it's also like uh the perceived reality of these people, it might look awesome and amazing, and sometimes it is. Sometimes people, they really do have like a perfect awesome life, sort of. But a lot of the times, people are dealing with crap too, and you also have to take that into consideration. But it also doesn't really help how you feel, and these things they just don't help. That feeling just doesn't help. And I know a lot of people get that help. And it's the same thing with people on social media where, they talk about height or looks maxing, or people obsess over people that look amazing and stuff like it. It's just not good. It's not good for you. And I know it's certainly not good for me. And I think that's just the worst thing. There are great things about social media, and I try to get those things from it, but it's also it's very easy to make you hate yourself. And for woman's appearance is far more important to their identity uh, than men's. At least I feel, in my opinion. So when women see those things, I can't imagine what it's doing to them, and it actually it makes them take their own life, unfortunately. Um, and we've seen that at the start of social media. We've seen this rising trend in young woman suicide and teenage girl suicide, and it's just terrible because they post these pictures of themselves. It's like they'll take a million photos of themselves, and they'll choose the perfect ones, maybe three or four to post, and they'll do those. They'll put a filter on it, or they'll have a little bit of editing here and there, and it just makes them seem like they're not human, like they're just perfect, to other girls. Like that's just what it seems like to them. And then a girl that's just sitting at home, and she doesn't have her makeup on. Maybe, I don't know, her hair's not done right now or something. Maybe she's got a pimple here or there. She looks in the mirror and she's like, why am I not that way? It seems like every other girl is that way. That certainly would make you feel like you're just like trash, um but I also think it's important that that young men and that young woman get taught different values, so that they can place their self-worth and their value in other things other than appearance. And what's really unfortunate is sometimes parents, whenever they have kids, they're still in that value system where they place all the value on themselves is in their appearance, on their look, and how they are perceived by other people. And that really, really comes down to their kids as well. You know, it's just a cycle, and and it certainly is a value whenever you're young. I think it's always going to be a value, you know. Um, but I think as you get older, and this is something we can learn from older people, from the elderly, well, their appearance has deteriorated, you know. And if you're still deriving your value from your appearance, well, your life is going to be hell. You know, that's why you see all these old celebrities getting Botox and all this crap done, and that's how you sort of stay stagnant in life. And I think it was the psychologist, yeah, Eric Erickson, who developed it's basically like the stages of life that you have to go through to reach full fulfillment. And at that point in your life, he came to the conclusion that you derive your value and your self-fulfillment from helping others, from community and helping other peoples and working in service and providing value to other people. And I think that's a lesson we can learn from social media, is that it is a trap, and it's going to keep you at this certain value system where you're deriving your value from your appearance. And it fosters that, and it continues that, and it's not healthy. um, and it can become toxic. Well, it is toxic. So if you're, feeling like crap because you see people on your phone that look better than you, stop looking. Just stop looking. That's the first step. Stop looking.